is Stephanie Leiby, and I'm chair of the Texas Pension Review Board. With me today is also Amy Cordova, the executive director of our agency. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you all today. I'll have a few comments related to the agency and some additional information on the exceptional item request, and then I'll turn it over to Amy for any additional questions that you all may have for us. So, as LBB had stated, PRB is a small state agency with an important mission to oversee the state's 100 defined benefit public retirement systems for both financial and actuarial soundness. These plans serve over 3 million Texans and have total net assets of approximately $380 billion. The agency provides education and technical assistance
Can you
to the
please talk
systems.
into the mic? Yeah, please. Thank you.
Okay, better? Okay. The agency provides education and technical assistance to the systems, their sponsors, the legislature, and the public. The PRB also provides actuarial impact statements during legislative sessions to analyze the economic or financial impact of proposed legislation. Last session, the agency completed 66 impact statements. With our limited resources, the agency has accomplished several major initiatives in addition to our ongoing obligations during this biennium. First, staff worked diligently to successfully complete 2 major IT projects using one-time appropriations. One project was to rebuild an internal database that is central to all the analytical work the PRB produces, and the other was to develop an external-facing reporting portal for use by retirement systems in their reports. This portal has already streamlined reporting, improved agency workflow, and improved cybersecurity. The PRB delivered these projects on time and on budget. The PRB also, this past biennium, conducted 2 intensive studies, one of an individual retirement system, and the other evaluated the impact of the funding soundness restoration plan requirements. This study shows that the legislature's 2021 changes to this statutory funding requirement has already been effective at promoting systems and their sponsors to address long-term funding issues. In fact, 14 systems have brought their funding period from above the 30-year statutory threshold to under 30 years since the 2021 changes came into effect. Several systems and their sponsors still have significant work to do, but overall the state has made progress in improving the actuarial soundness of the public pension plans. Next, the agency completed multiple major projects related to retirement system investments. These included adoption of new investment policy statement guidelines, guidance, and tools to assist public retirement systems in creating effective policies. Staff also developed a new investment data report that includes all investment returns and expense information for the Texas public systems. The PRB also reviewed most of its rules, resulting in a major overhaul of the minimum education training requirements for pension system members. A major part of this process was engaging our stakeholders every step of the way to make the education program more accessible and make compliance more straightforward. Finally, the agency worked with stakeholders on a year-long project studying governance issues of local firefighter systems organized under the Texas Local Firefighters Retirement Act. The board adopted several legislative recommendations, which are included in the PRB's biennial report, and is also included on a link to that report is included in the presentation that's been provided to the committee. I'll now discuss our exceptional item request, and I do make this request on behalf of the entire board. In our original LAR, the PRB included 4 exceptional items, 1 for IT operations and 2 that were related to staff salaries, as well as 1 IT projects and equipment requests. The first 3 exceptional items requests are already funded in SB1, and for that we are very grateful. We sincerely appreciate the committee's confidence in our agency. The one remaining exceptional item is a one-time appropriation of $700,000 for needed IT system enhancement and equipment purchases. In the last 6 years, the agency has successfully built a new internal database, an online data center, and a reporting portal. But we now have several opportunities to improve and enhance those systems. Our planned improvements to these systems would allow public retirement systems, the legislature, and the public to access more on-demand data without needing to make any requests from the agency. For example, we'd like to easily make all reports submitted by us by the systems available on our data center. We'd like to enhance our new reporting portal to provide retirement systems with real-time compliance information. We've already received feedback from systems that adding a compliance component to the portal would be extremely helpful. We'd also like to have the capability to send messages through the portal in a secured manner, much like a bank would send email messages through a secure portal. This would further eliminate or further mitigate phishing risk associated with email communications. The agency also must replace critical IT equipment such as laptops and for staff and equipment for cybersecurity. For example, the agency's firewall router must be replaced as soon as possible as it's past its end of life. In closing, the PRB looks forward to continuing to provide effective oversight of the state's public retirement systems. Our staff is dedicated to finding innovative improvements for the systems and processes to better serve the state of Texas. Thank you for your time, and we're happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Senator Nichols.
Thank you. I just wanted to say, on occasion, I have 18 counties, so I've got over 100 cities and fire departments and stuff. And on occasion, we had issues or concerns by firefighters or whatever about their pension plans. And as a compliment, I just want to know your crew showed up. They analyzed the data. They kind of were very efficient in what they did and the reports back. And so I have nothing but great things to say about what y'all did.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Senator Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And this is not your problem to fix, but first question is, has Dallas submitted a plan? The funding soundness restoration plan.
So Amy Cardona with the Pension Review Board. So I think it's just useful to go back to 2017 for a second because the legislature passed a reform measure for Dallas Police and Fire. And ultimately what happened with that is that it saved the system from failing completely, but it was not enough to make the system actuarially sound. So built into that bill was a process whereby we would come back in 2024 and revisit the system's funding. And they are required under that statute to adopt a funding plan, which they have done. Kind of in parallel with that, the system also triggered the funding soundness restoration plan requirement. That is due in September of 2025. So there have been about a year of negotiations on the city and on the staff level, and also the city council's been meeting. The systems board has been meeting. We've been involved as well. We've invited them to our board meetings and things. The bottom line is there's no agreement with the city of Dallas. The city of Dallas, the council adopted their own plan. The system adopted a plan, and they don't align. So there's no agreement. But what is happening is that the city is funding the pension according with the plan that the council adopted, but it does not match with the. So there's, and also the system sued the city of Dallas in August, requesting clarification of the statute because essentially they're saying that they can adopt a plan without the city's approval and that it has the force of law. So that's being, and the city of Dallas has appealed a decision by a district court which sided with the system.
Okay. Thank you. I would take a different viewpoint on why they're where they are today, because it's exactly the same reason why they came to us in 2017 was gross mismanagement of the plan, gross mismanagement and sweetheart deals. And that plan was fixed. It wasn't perfect, but no plan that had the returns they have managed to have, which I think is about 2%. a year is going to survive, is going to make it. And so, members, I bring this up because if it's going to come back as a bill to us, for the legislature once again to step in and fix this, I think we're going to have to insist that any fix that's made, it results in the plan being taken over by a credible management operation. Someone with a track record, someone that will produce the returns that most other plans are getting, and not this pathetic thing they've been doing here. So that they come back again in another 4 or 6 years and say, oh my gosh, you know, it just, you didn't fix it good enough for us last time, and we need it fixed again. This is costing the people of Texas way too much money. And so if it's going to happen, I wish more people could hear to keep it in mind that we're just not going to jump on board and say, okay, we'll bail you out again. That, as far as I'm concerned, that's not going to happen without serious changes in management. And that's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Senator Hall, and your comments are well taken. Any other questions, members? Okay. Well, thank both of you for your testimony.
Thank you.
Next, we have the employee retirement system, the LBB presentation on budget, John Posey, and the agent presentation on budget, Porter Wilson. Okay.
John Posey with the Legislative Budget Board again. I'll be discussing recommendations for the Employees Retirement System of Texas, better known as ERS.